And it is Matthews against Dylan Larkin, and Craig Simpson, after a couple of days in Muskoka, some time off. You're interested in see how the Leafs react. Sider comes up with a rebound, swings it in off the stick of Carlo. Picked up here by DeBrincat. Hot shot, and Stolarz looks sharp on that. Brandon Carlo up with the puck. Up ahead it goes to Nylander at center. William Nylander turns back. Ben Sherratt picked him up at the Leaf line. Bobby McMahon. It's Nylander in, and Talbot with a stop.
And here's Nylander just coming from behind. Little give and go there on the wall, but for a power play that Chris will be the one at least that starts the season for the Toronto Maple Leafs.
Morgan Riley a focus here as he gets that shot through. A chance, scores! Early power play goal. Austin Matthews, 6 seconds in.
Power play. How important is the face-off? Well, John Tavares wins it cleanly. Quick puck movement to the net. No hesitation. You know, it seems like a simple thing. Everybody talking about Morgan Riley and how he'll do on the top. He puts it to the net. 2 little passes later, and a great play by Nyes.
And a third assist for Morgan Riley because Nyes and Tavares get the... Here's Lorentz in, and that's a stop by Cam Talbot.
He's looked fast, he's looked into it, and there's 2 goals in 4 periods so far.
Here's a guy who has 2 goals in the preseason. McMahon going to the net, stopped by Talbot, and back the other way, Raymond passing it ahead over the line. As Marco Casper worked against Benoit, and that's flagged down and held by Stolarz.
Well, another good sign to get another audition to be ready for Wednesday.
Soderblom, the big guy, going to the front of the net, and the backhand stopped by Stolarz.
Well, Stolarz again looking sharp. You know, he played 2 periods of that in 5-2. Didn't have a really chance other than a morning skate to get his team. But I find that really difficult. Chris, with so many games, how much practice have the Red Wings been able to have? I mean,
looked like they were on the verge 2 years ago when they finished in a tie for 8th place. Here's a chance in front, and Stolarz with a terrific stop off Marco Casper.
Created some open ice, and in tight, good glove save there.
Here's Cowan flicking it ahead to Lorentz. Lawton on the move again. Benoit stepping up. Benoit one-handing it to the Detroit net. Morgan Riley. Max Domi turns through center. Ships it. Albert Johansson plays it back out. Riley on the near side. He is checked. Ranzak Nygaard, who's had a terrific camp for Detroit, will come back to the line. Johansson caught and held by Stolarz.
Now, do the Red Wings lead the league in hyphenated names? Yes. Bernard Docker in and Sandin Pelka. It's really an interesting lineup here for Detroit. Not a bad lineup as well. You mentioned Pat Kane obviously not playing. He's going to be on that second line. But there's some 6 Detroit Red Wing players under the age of 22 in this lineup. And, you know, the future is sort of bubbling and starting to grow for Steve Yzerman and the Red Wings.
Here's DeBrincat, 39 last year. He centers it, picked off. Nylander was there, and now McMahon at center. Nylander tried to follow up, broken up by Larkin. Back in comes Raymond. He'll hook it across. What a pass! And Stolarz with the stop. Off Sandin Pelka in front. Here's Machelli with the steal. He hooks it in front. One to the net! And he's knocked down in front. Power play quarterback. Top across, and Matthews read that. Flips it ahead. Nyes has a clear. Cut, break, and stopped by Talbot. Nyes gets his own rebound in behind the net, but
they're third up. So typically on the third up, you've got that second power play. Maybe not as good a passer, and there's the anticipation by Matthews that sends in Nyes.
Matthews' power play goal so far. Here's a turnover, and quickly back in come the Red Wings, and a hot shot taken up high by Stolarz. Andrew Kopp. Larkin spins it back to the line. Johansson returns it to the Red Wing captain. Albert Johansson onto that left side. Edmondson sharp angle. Stolarz got bumped by Raymond. Another look at Raymond getting a piece. 6 away from 500 in his terrific career.
Amazing when you look at that cap hit. You know, last year, okay, he was making 11. He would have been 4th on that list. If he could duplicate here, that becomes critical come penalty killing time as well.
Larkin, though, wins the draw, and it comes back to the line. Sider. Sending Pellica pass across it. A slight bobble by DeBrincat gave Stolarz time to get across. Back to DeBrincat, and a good stick there by Tanev. DeBrincat from the corner. Back to Sider. Sider with a pass, and Stolarz out of the net to make the stop.
He just jumped out there and put his glove on it. A penalty could be had.
Half-minute remaining in the power play. Sandin Pellica with a blast, and Stolarz turns that aside. Here's DeBrincat. Sandin Pellica walking in, and a tip by Raymond, loose in front, and they can't cash. What a chance that was for DeBrincat.
Good ability to track the puck and move.
Played in 3 World Juniors, a captain for Sweden in one of them. There's a chance for Kasper, and Stolarz stopped that. Into the middle, Sider, and back, and that shot wide of the mark. Just over a half-minute remaining. Sandin Pellica again right on. Stolarz is down. Matthews can't clear. Sider, Raymond, Sider, and a blocker stop. 1-0 Leaf lead. The shot's 20-9 in favor of the Red Wings. Back to the line for Edmundson, left in front, paddle stop, and a beauty, another chance in front. 22 stops, and this is the most spectacular.
As a young guy trying to establish yourself, you almost feel just the burden each and every shift to try to do something, to try to show, to stand out. And
so a full training camp will obviously help him. Raymond. Now Finney. Back at the line. Sherrod. Rebound scores. Dylan Larkin as Stolarz gives up a rebound, and Detroit has tied at the
goaltender. Not only if you can, you're trying to get in the goaltender's eyes. Well, he gets boxed out by Oliver Ekman-Larsson, but watch at the end. Gets his stick in there, gets a piece of that shot so that Stolarz can't control it. All Sherrod's trying to do is get it in there. Because of the deflection, the rebound's there. Now he's got his stick free. Oliver Ekman-Larsson's above his stick as opposed to below it. Can't get there quick enough.
In comes Berggren trying to lean in there against McCabe and can't get by him. Gustafson from the line drifts that wide. Down goes Tanev, a little slow to get up, but a big stop there. Unable to dump it past Hamonic to charge into the zone, and back is Kasper. Michelli in his own zone. Lost it in front, and a squalid defensive play there. One-handed away, scores! DeBrincat! And Stolarz tried to clear it and couldn't get much on it.
A turnover right in front, diving body. See, instead of going after it, he just poked it off the skate, and there's a goal scorer's goal. DeBrincat there gets a piece of it as he's falling down. Nygaard, what a play there on his backhand. DeBrincat just away from all the traffic, coming back out. You could see Carlo didn't see him until the last second. It actually goes off of Carlo.
Rasmussen follows him out. Tanev threads it back in. Michelli after it. Nylander pouncing on it. Tavares shooting it. And a right kick save by Talbot. Cowan steps up on this line now. We'll check to see if Bobby McMahon's okay or whether they're just shuffling there. And a big hit at the end of that. Richter scale collision. Oh, we got the eyes, Nylander and Tavares.
Yeah, lots of different looks. Not sure if he's injured.
Lucas Raymond across. Larkin, huge stop. Stolarz to keep. It'll come to Riley. Morgan Riley fanned on it. Got it back and unable to get that to Nylander, and now off Tavares. It's an empty net here as Matthews with one stop, but the second chance goes in, and the Red Wings on a goal by the kid, Emmett Finney.
Larkin put it above the pad, but it's the glove that makes the save. Good effort by Matthews to block the first one. Can't get a piece of the second one. And
Detroit will clear again. Clock draining as Tanev and DeBrincat back after the puck. Leafs scored first tonight, but the Red Wings get 3 straight in the third and win this one.